I got a confession. It's about time I be straight up with y'all and tell y'all what I love. I'm gonna let y'all know what I love. See, I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. All these hoes, man. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes.
I like hoes and bad bitches from Japan to Delaware. Bald-headed hoes, hippie hoes with flowers in their hair. Even big titty hoes with the sloppy derriere. Henny drinking hoes and hoes that only sip on Perrier. I like prostituting hoes, give them 50, they suck cock. Bougie hoes that do that same shit for Balenciaga that look like socks. Even made a private IG just so I can follow hoes. DM them on the low. Man, nobody gotta know I like hoes, like Amber Rose, Kelsey Monroe, she sniffing blow. I give a fuck about who you fuck, ain't no way I'm strapping up. I be all up in her pussy with my thumb inside her butt, man. I like hoes,
I love hoes, I love hoes, I love hoes, I love hoes, I love hoes, I love hoes. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes.
Had this Bible thumping bitch run up talking stupid shit like X, I love your music but can't play it for my kids. Fuck your kids, bitch. I love hoes, hot hoes. Hoes don't get cold. My socks wrinkle and fold. She suck my soul out, curl my toes, ride my dick, touch your nose, follow orders, on with hoe. Hoes make my dick grow like when Pinocchio lion hoe a lion no. Or for Thundercats when he yell. Old school cougar bitch, I fuck her wearing shell toe. Got white hoes, Asian hoes, Mexican hoes that can board a patrol. Hood hoes that get you 54-0. Came to the crib with the blicky in the coat. Corporate hoes that fuck for portfolios. Elderly hoes that survive polio. Damn, I love hoes.
Just one night, I need just one night. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. I love hoes, 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 I love I love hoes, 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 I love hoes. That's my favorite song. I did. You wifey. My next record is about, my relationships with women and things like that. It's called Confessions of a Sex Addict. So I wanted to do something that kind of centered around sex and romance and things like that. So I decided that this month was going to be Black Porn Month on Fuck Talk. So I got a lot of cool interviews coming up with a lot of people that I really admire. And today I have somebody by the name of Vanessa Smilez, who is to me legendary. Absolutely stunning, beautiful, and a very intelligent woman. She has a lot of game, and we're gonna chop up game today, and we're gonna talk some serious shit. If you into the content, make sure you hit the Black Genius one on Cash App. Make sure you hit her up, VanessaSmilezXXX.com, to see all the lusty, vivacious, succulent goodness that she has to offer. And without further ado, we're gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to it. We're gonna pop in and we're gonna see what she got. We're gonna chop up game. We don't get too crazy, but we're gonna talk some nice stuff, and we're gonna see, we're gonna hear her story and what she got to say. Beautiful. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yo, it's amazing to speak to you. I know a lot about you. Yeah, I know a lot about you.
Rub hands like Birdman.
Yeah, rub the hands like Birdman. I dig it. How you feeling?
So everything that you spit was facts. Everything.
Oh yeah. I live this life. I used to. I'm domesticated now.
Right, you got a new life now.
Yeah, I'm domesticated now.
Absolutely.
It's still in there though. Yeah.
Fine. people don't. I mean, people see me as Vanessa Smilez, which I mean, I am still that same girl, but my life has changed drastically since I have stopped filming. Yeah, we
Oh,
had a question.
so wait. So you stopped filming? You retired?
Yeah, well, I don't like to use the word retire. I don't.
What's
I
the word you like to use then?
I don't use anything. I feel like whatever you create is yours and it still lives on. Sometimes certain, like they say, certain things that are old to some people might be brand new to others. So for me, I
That's
never
true.
use the word retire. I'd say if anything, I've transformed.
Yeah. So you're not actively filming anymore.
Well, I'm still. I just filmed a scene for my BJ site, so I'm still hiring men and females for my BJ site and my other site that I'm building called Gonzo Queens. So
Gonzo Queens. I like that.
BJs.com. So those are two other sites that I'm not going to be on, but there are site web domains that I own that I'm currently building up. Ratchet BJs was up, and I had to take it down because I switched.
Oh, Ratchet BJs.
Yes,
You do Ratchet BJs?
yeah, that's my website.
Oh, I love Ratchet BJs. For real? I didn't know that was you.
Yes, yeah.
I
Right.
thought that was Mike Dirty or Rick Nasty or one of them. I didn't know that was you.
No, you may be talking about raw black BJs. That's
Yeah,
my.
that's Mike. Yeah. I know Mike. Mike from my hood in Brooklyn. Yeah, I know Mike. Mike is my man. I love Mike. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Not talking about Mike.
Oh, we not talking about Mike? We can't talk about Mike?
Nothing against Mike. Mike is
Okay.
the main person. Rick Nasty's the main person. Actually, to be very honest, I don't know what to call it now, but I had a very Mike is a great friend. He's the person who actually taught me how to build websites and how to edit.
I could see because y'all sites look similar. The build of them look similar.
Yeah, so like he
Mm-hmm.
taught me how to build websites and all of that. So for me, I always give my hats off to him because he's done amazing work with what he's done, and he's inspired many other people who are up and coming now to do a lot of great things. So
Yeah, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. Underground, he's the GOAT. He's like
yeah, I tried to get him to go to ABN and do all those things, but he likes to stay low key, which I
he
appreciate.
like to stay very low key. I tried to get him on the show. He said he's gonna do it. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot. I want to talk to him. His story is very interesting. But
Yeah.
right now we're talking about you.
Yes.
So
started actually.
so where you from originally? Because you live in Florida now, right?
No, I lived in Florida years ago when I was in college. I started my first video I ever shot was in New York City.
Okay.
My first, I don't even know if Rick Nasty ever released it, but
Yeah.
in college, the first very scene I ever shot was a condom blowjob scene
Oh
for
wow.
Rick Nasty. Yeah.
So
And-
before we get to all that, I want to know about you and like how you became Vanessa Smilez. I want to know about Vanessa.
Mike Dirty came with the name Vanessa.
Well, how where you from?
East New York.
You from the East?
Yes.
Okay, I'm from the Heights.
Okay, Crown Heights. Stand up.
Yeah. I'm from Kingsborough. So, what'd you say?
I said this is beyond crazy.
Oh, why you say that?
Because like I didn't even know that you guys like. I mean, some people do know like who Mike Dirty is and stuff like that sometimes, but some people don't. So
Wow.
weird.
Everybody knows who he is one way or another. He's like
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But he had a huge hand in the beginning of my career when I first started, as far as teaching me how to do certain things. And for me, I was in college. So I was in college in Miami, Florida, which is why you guys may see a lot of my scenes shot in Florida early on.
Yeah.
Diamond scene that I shot at the King of Diamonds parking lot, like in the front. So yeah. So when I would leave New York, I would always try to find like, new talent who was up and coming and stuff like that, or talent who was already established. And I would work with them, and then we would shoot great things. My main thing, I always had a vision of shooting things outside, shooting things in like different places. I always like to see like different backgrounds and scenarios. So that's what I tried to bring a little bit of to, I guess, the porn industry when I was coming in.
So what made you jump in the game? Why did you decide to jump in?
Money. I was in college. My main thing, I was living in Miami, Florida. I wanted a car. That was my first.
That's how you got the whip.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first car. I mean, several cars later.
Yeah, upgraded now. So what was it? What was that first day on the set like? I mean, how did you get into it? Like, what was the first day like? Tell me about that.
Craigslist was popping at the time. Craigslist was popping at the time. And I remember I contacted two people. I contacted Rick Nasty and Mike Dirty.
Okay.
Rick Nasty was the first Rick Nasty was the first person who I ended up shooting with. But I had both of them at the same time. So I shot with Rick Nasty first, and then I ended up shooting with Mike Dirty. And then after that...
Were you nervous?
No. I wasn't.
Why not? Why not?
I was telling the other host, I was telling him, like, for me, I had watched porn since I was about 5 years old. So for me,
5?
Yeah. Yeah. I talked about this on my show as well. But yeah, I started watching porn at the age of 5. I have an older brother, and older brother, he used to have his own videos and stuff like that. So I used to take his like DVDs and shit like that.
So like Vanessa Del Rio, Ebony A's type?
No. Pinky, Cherokee.
Oh, you talking about that? You was at 5 when Pinky
came
was
into
out.
that part of porn. That's the part I came into.
Okay, because we was about probably like, I was like 12 when that was out. I want to say 12, 13. Yeah.
That's when I came into that part of porn, and I used to always watch it. But even when I was watching it, enjoying it, like for me, being in it always seemed so far-fetched. Like I never thought of myself being in that, even as a young age of watching it. I always just used to just like it, watch it, masturbate, and move on.
Yeah.
In that. So with growing older, when I moved to Miami is a huge sex culture in Miami. So Brooklyn chick leaving her city and moving and relocating in a new different place. Yes, my show is a Smile 69 Network show. Smile 69 Network show if you guys want to check that out. But yes, my main thing when I came to living in Miami, my first job was at Macy's. I was working and I was so frustrated that I was just working and not really making enough money to buy a car. Like that's what I really wanted. And, like trying to get around and stuff like that. It's not as easy as it is in New York City. So for me, that was my main focus. And for me, I seen like a lot of females, especially in my school. Like Black China went to my school as well. Yeah, so a lot of people in Miami used to jump on to the whole stripper culture. And there's nothing wrong with that. Strippers, they can go out and get their money. But for me, I was just like, I like to dance, to go to clubs and have fun. Like that was like the thing that I enjoyed. But I didn't see myself dancing, especially for dollar bills. Like that's not something that I wanted to do. So I started to look into other areas of the sex industry that, people could make money in. And I seen videos and I noticed that people were paying much more when it came to videos. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't want to just have sex with just, people. And my mindset at that time, I was just like, yo, if I'm going to have sex, I should be getting paid for it,
Absolutely. Okay.
I learned about, people doing videos and stuff like that. I said, hey, I can do this video and this video and I can make this amount of money at this time and, just do it. And then once I ended up meeting Mike Dirty, I started to see how people were making money on the back end when it came to videos and stuff like that. So for me, I just, I adapted to the people in my surroundings and I started to grow from there. And after working with Mike Dirty, then years later, I ended up working with Mr. Nuts.
Mr. Nuts?
Yes.
I don't know Mr. Nuts, but that sounds crazy.
Yes. Mr. Nuts, PDP, Mr. Man, these are great people in the industries as well. So they showed me a whole new way of producing as well. So for me, throughout my career, I've worked with great people who've been able to influence me. And I would say the person that I shot for that was a female producer, the first and only female producer I ever shot for was Busty.
Busty Baby Dolls.
Exactly. So that was time for me seeing a female.
Yeah, I know. Hold on, time out. Hold on. I just want to talk to everybody. I know everybody's like, yo, X knows a lot about porn, right? And I do. But I know a lot about everything. I just want to be clear. I know a lot of shit about everything. I have a really good memory. You know what I mean? But yeah, I seen your Busty. I seen your Triple B. I know a few girls. I know a few girls that was on there. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually super fun. That was super fun. She was very professional, and for me, that was after seeing her do it. That was an eye opener for me as well.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Then throughout, I was still starting to. I had started my website. Well, Mike Dirty actually started my website. We had the idea of creating it, and then he built it first, and then he taught me how to edit websites and stuff like that. So I was able to do it on my own afterwards. So I was from Miami. I was updating from Miami. So I took the knowledge and I just ran with it. Then I just started to shoot, a lot of my own scenes. I shot in New York. I shot in Miami. I shot in Las Vegas. A lot of times I chose to shoot during conventions so I could get the talent that I really wanted to. A lot of those people gravitate towards those areas. So how people can make.
So what is the I'm sorry to cut you about. I just want to know what is the network like? Because you saying that about you shoot during the convention. Is it like a secret society? Like all y'all cool, or is it like rapping? Like everybody's like buddy? Do y'all have porn beef? Like do certain beef?
Yeah, I would say a lot of things come I would say a little bit of buddy-ish and also networking. Sometimes, there's oftentimes where a lot of people work together who I can't say just strictly networking. There is a buddy or a friendship or a, personal relationship connection when it comes to it, because a lot of times when it comes to making porn, you have to have a connection. There has to be, some type of cooperation between the people in order to make it work, So, there's a lot of people who just force themselves through it. But for me, when I set out to be in this industry, I said to myself, I'm not going to do something that I don't feel comfortable doing and that I don't enjoy. So there's a lot.
So you ever had porn beef with any females? Like you ever had
Yes.
Tell me about that. Tell me about some porn beef. I want something salacious.
Oh.
You don't gotta say her name.
I can. It's not. It's actually all squash, so it's not even a big deal anymore.
Oh, so put me on there. What happened?
But someone who actually I shot with Marley.
By Marley.
Yeah, Marley. No, not by Marley, but
ain't that her name? By Marley, the dark skinned chick from DC.
But yeah, I always call her Marley. But yeah, we shot it. We was working with Team VP. There was some things that happened with Team VP that I wasn't too happy about, and I went on Twitter and I spoke about it. It was a shoot that I was set up to do that didn't happen, and I was I felt like I was trying that I was being portrayed as unprofessional, which is not something that I am not, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I stood up for myself and she stood up for them, you know what I'm saying? So, and in turn, we had heads that we were butting, but nothing ever got physical. No one ever fought or anything like that. And last year when I went to the expo, I was actually at the expo with Mike Dirty last year, the expo in New Jersey, the expo. And I seen her there. I thought that she wasn't going to speak to me. I hadn't seen her in years, but she walked up to me and she was just like, girl, all of that is bygones be bygones. And
that was nice.
Like, I had.
Let me ask you, if she would have popped off when you would have fought her at the convention,
no.
You would have handled your business, or you just?
I was avoiding it entirely. I don't like the fight that I had was when I was 19 in my dorm room in Miami, and I said after that, I'm not fighting anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I can't even count on my hands how many fights that I've had.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's something that I try to not. Bring into my life at this point. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna, allow anybody to put their hands
on you. Yeah.
And I'm not just gonna sit there. Absolutely not. But you get to a point in your life where you realize that fighting don't equal money. Fighting,
absolutely. They want to know what's your background? Where are your people from? Somebody wants to know that, Mr. Bread.
Yes. On my father's side, my grandfather is Bayesian, and everybody else on my mom's side is American. So.
Okay. So you got a little bit of the Bayesian, little oxtail.
A little oxtail, but mostly collard greens. Yeah.
Callaloo and collard greens. I dig it.
I love it. But yeah, I'm always, I'm mainly American. I'm born and raised in America. Both my parents are American. A lot of people, especially when I lived in Miami, people used to think I was Cuban. People used to think I was Dominican.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I used to just be like, no.
So you know how I discovered you? You want to hear how I discovered you?
Please.
Many, many years ago, right? I was listening to the radio and you came on the radio. on internet radio. It was Tariq Nasheed. I was listening. You called into his show.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah, that's how I found out about you.
About that.
Yeah, you called into Tariq Nasheed show. You was like you want some dating advice.
Yes. And one of the reasons why I also jumped into podcasting as well.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because I for years, and these are the people who I listen to. I still listen to today. I'm not Tariq Nasheed as much as I used to, but I still do check in on him every now and again. Tariq, I listen to Star in the Morning, or Star Report now. I listen to Nuben Menkaris, this guy from the Future Mental group that he has, and I listen to Corey Holcomb.
You listen to Zoe? You listen to Zoe Williams?
Not as much.
Zoe's popping.
I gotta check in with him, but
Zoe's great, incredible.
I've never listened to his podcast separately, but I do like seeing him on the 5150 show.
So how's dating? Like, because you was wanting dating advice. How's dating being an adult actress? What's that like?
It's terrible. It's really terrible. Because
why do you think it's like that?
And I can't say that people didn't warn me about this, because a lot of females, they stay in the industry because of what happens, to a lot of women. There's some women who do have children and they move on and they get married and all these things, and there's some women who never get that chance because the perception is always that of what you did before. So for me, I haven't.
Let me ask you this, right? Do you think they marry more white guys than black guys when they get out the game? Because I noticed a lot of girls when they get married, they typically marry white guys. It's like black guys don't like to date ex-porn stars. Is it just me, or did you notice that too?
I can't say that like, I think that white men probably may be more acceptable to it. I'm not sure. I mean, that's another thing that I kind of had to deal with in the industry as well. Like, I don't have any scenes with any white guys. And
why is that?
It's just a preference. Like, everybody has a preference of what they, want in their videos and stuff like that. Now, I filmed white guys for my other sites, like my Ratchet BJ site. There's a white guy on there as well. But for me, I did what I wanted to enjoy. Like, there's some black dudes who only shoot white girls.
It's fine. Whatever you like is what you like.
But it started to appear differently when a black chick is doing it, So for me, and that's I don't
agree with that.
So that no one will ever see me eating pussy in any of my videos. So I don't do anal, so there's no anal scenes ever. So when I came into the industry, I set out to do what I personally enjoy, and I wanted to make sure that I continue doing that.
Have you had a boyfriend since you've been in the industry? Like somebody that was cool with it? Or how was that? How was that relationship?
Oh God. But no, I was in a relationship for a very long time. When I was in the beginning of the industry, while I was in the industry, the person that I was in a relationship with, they were essential into helping me with my business and stuff like that. But when that relationship ended, I started to work on, my business by myself. And then when I graduated out of college, that's when I started to transform into just only producing and not being on camera. So once I did that, that's when I felt like dating. I thought that dating would be easier, but it wasn't like that.
Why wasn't it? Tell me why not.
Oh, I did situations. I dated people where I told them what I did, and I had dating situations where people had no idea, and then I told them. I just think it's difficult because the perception is, that it's all that you're still doing it. The perception is also that, anybody can have your woman, or everybody can see your most intimate parts. So some guys can't really handle that. Sometimes guys feel like it's a shot at their confidence, or they feel like it's a shot at them.
Yeah, sure. Especially because niggas' dicks be wild big, and then your shit is not that big. So you probably gonna feel inadequate comparing what she's getting on camera to you. You know what I mean?
Right. But guys don't think about this. There's a whole fucking baby that comes out of females' vaginas. So
yeah, I saw one last Friday. It's kind of crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
So yes, congrats. But that's the thing, even when guys talk about, other dudes' dick sizes, or they think that, her walls may be messed up because she's had a big penis, or whatever the case may be inside of her.
Is that true? Is that factual?
No, it's not factual.
So it shrinks back, like it grabs back.
Yes, just like how when females have babies, it grabs back. But what I do say is this: I do feel like females' walls do get messed up when there's activity going on.
What does that mean? Break it down
Yeah,
for the
but
audience.
and pounded out every single day by a huge ass penis, her shit is gonna change. It's not gonna be as small and tight as maybe it was before she was dealing with that dude.
So the walls can get loose. The walls can get loose.
Yeah, everything is based on activity. Everything is based on activity. The more activity, the more changes. No activity.
So does size matter? Does size matter? My audience wants to know that.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think size matters.
Really? Are you saying that because you want everybody to go to your website and not take it personal?
I'm not saying that because of that. No, size does not matter. Honestly, I feel like, if you can work on what positions you are and angle yourself, you can, reach the spot that you need to. And honestly, like I always tell dudes, is like I've seen guys' penises grow in porn. They say if you don't use it, you lose it. So honestly, the more that a guy will have sex, the more that he gets erect, he stretches out his skin. Like I've seen like dudes' penises get larger over time just because they're fucking so much. Just because.
So what if you're not fucking? Will your dick shrink?
Possibly, yes.
Wow, that's deep. Yo, y'all hear that? If you're not fucking,
that's my theory. That's my
theory. you know dicks.
I'm not no doctor. This is no.
But you know dicks.
This is not facts. Okay,
Vanessa, you know dicks. If you giving advice on dick, you know dicks. Look, your website is right here. You know dicks.
Yes, VanessaSmilez.com.
She know dicks.
These are and yes, I do know dicks.
Yeah,
I know dicks. Yes.
His audience, not me. My audience wants to know.
For the audience.
Yeah, that's a fact. So if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah,
that's a fact. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, when it comes to females, things are just in reverse.
So wait, are you saying if a chick don't fuck, her shit loosens up, or more activity, her shit, saying it stretches out?
Has her loosen up. Because for me, when I stopped doing porn, and even when I was doing porn, like I was never filming like every single day. Like I would choose like I said, I would go to the AVNs or whatever for a weekend, and I would shoot a couple of scenes, and I would go back to school. So I will always choose time periods to shoot in, and every time I would start like a new scene, like after not shooting for a long time, it would take a minute for the dick to go inside, or it would for me to be, loosened up, because it would,
it's inactive for a little while, rusty.
Yeah, my skills are rusty right now. I'm not going.
It's all good, you know what I mean? It'll come back, It's like a jump shot. You gotta get out there and play a little bit. It'll be all right.
Exactly, and for me, I can say that I play by choice. So for me in my life now, it's extremely important for me to have a mental connection with somebody before laying down with them. So
yeah.
I'd rather not be active than to be active with someone who I'm not mentally connected with.
So what does Vanessa Smilez like in a man? What's Vanessa Smilez type?
I like a man who's dominant. I like a man who's intelligent.
You like hood niggas? You like smart niggas? Like what?
I like a combination of both. Like I don't really put niggas in categories.
Tupac in the business suit, that type?
No, you don't have to be in a business suit. You can be in a fucking cap and a polo t-shirt. Like
that's a fact, yeah.
On what somebody's wearing or how they present themselves. Okay. I worry about what's coming out their mouth and what they're thinking about.
What's the most romantic thing a man's done for you?
Wow, bought me a car.
That's romantic.
Yes.
Was it a giant bow on the car or flowers in the car?
No giant bow on the car, no flowers in the car.
Nigga just bought you a car.
He knew I wanted one, so he bought it. Yeah.
Okay. Shit. I mean, hey, everybody got
now, but this was like a couple, some years ago. So yeah.
Okay.
But, for me, like that for me, that was the most romantic thing. Like I've gotten flowers before, I've gotten teddy bears and stuff like that, and I still enjoy those things. So if I see that a man's not doing that for me, that would make me distance myself from him. Like I feel like if a man is not doing those things, like, buying a chick flowers or, sending her a card or just doing, or she contacts him and she needs something, and if he, doesn't provide, then you know what? Those are for me signs that I don't need to engage with that person. Because
what's the line between a trick and a a trick and a man that's supportive? How do you tell the difference?
All tricks are supportive.
No, I'm saying if it's what makes a nigga a trick and what makes a man just like care about you? What's the difference?
Well, tricks, I feel like when it comes to, I personally really don't feel like, honestly, I really don't feel like there is a difference. I feel like the connotation behind tricks have become so negative. A lot of people look at tricks as if they're like bad people or if they're being wasteful. Everybody's a trick. Men, female, every single human being is a trick. People
I can get with that.
spend money on things that they like. People spend money on things that they enjoy, or people give money to greater causes. So in every way, shape, or form, every human being on this earth is a trick. So for me, I really don't see that there's a big difference between the two. Yeah.
That's heavy. So have you ever indulged in like sex work, or have you only done porn, or have you dabbled in both? Like people booking you, or like having sugar daddies and stuff like that?
I've had sugar daddies before, yes.
How was that? What was that game like?
That was nice.
What advice do you have for girls that want to get into that game? Women that's listening.
And no more $40 dates.
$40 dates, like street walking dates.
Yeah, like I mean, and so crazy, like that has actually gone. It has increased since this whole quarantine thing. I feel like a lot of females have like cheapened the game in a sense, because I haven't done anything like that in years. So for me, I see how a lot of females, how they present themselves. Like a lot of females, they're just breaking a lot of rules when it comes to that, and they're making it difficult for guys to even want to do these things. Like, prostitutes and concubines and all of these things existed since the beginning of time, but they've only been able to last based on the rules that were applied. Like, you got hoes calling niggas to ask them if they want to come over and pay for pussy. Like, like you could be DMing niggas like, oh, do you want to fuck me for $40? Like, you don't ask a nigga if he wants to pay for pussy. Like that's how you allow people to come to you. Like that's
So they soliciting the tricks.
Yes, sadly, but that's not how the game works. Like it
don't make sense.
Like no, like
that's like McDonald's knocking on your door asking if you want a Big Mac. That don't make sense.
Exactly. I mean, McDonald's will come in your living room on your TV screen.
Or your commercial,
But I feel like the art of seduction is being lost sometimes when it comes to these females, because they're not putting no effort in. Like, females,
you paying $40 for some pussy, it ain't good. I'm tell you that right now. That don't make no sense.
Yeah.
They want to know, what is your sexual superpower? My man, Mr. E. Brad, wants to know. Mr. E. Brad, a freak nigga. I can tell.
But no, I would say definitely giving head.
I would second that. Yeah, I think I could agree with that.
I discovered. Now, I didn't realize how much of a superpower it was until in the response from men.
Yeah.
Came to me doing it. I was just like, oh, okay. And then that's when I had to learn I had to be more selective and how I'm doing that, who I'm doing it to, and stuff like that in my personal life. So yeah.
Have you got a couple niggas, like some psycho niggas after you gave them the super head? Like, had they gone crazy, stalkers?
No, and so crazy. I have a lot of females in the industry who has talked to me about that. Like a lot of females, I know they've had those situations. They've had stalkers and they've had, people follow them. Vanessa Smilez with an S, XXX.com, if you guys want to know. But yeah, they've had stalkers and stuff like that. I've never encountered any of those situations. Like, and for me, I think it's because of how I've moved throughout the years. Like I've had always good people around me who've given me great advice, who have taught me the best ways to handle myself and to do things. Now, I'm not going to say I didn't, ever have to get out of situations, but I've figured out ways to avoid harm to myself by just smart about things.
How you feel about pimps in the industry? Like, do some girls come with pimps?
I think pimps are a great thing. I think that it's important.
You think pimps are a great thing?
Mm-hmm.
Break that down.
I think that it's important, and I'd say pimps are. It's just like the idea of tricks. Like pimps are partners. Like pimps are like there's a balance to everything. Things are needed for a reason. Girls have pimps for a reason, and one of the reasons are protection, security. honestly, it takes a certain type of man to be able to have a woman who's a hoe and being able to love her and respect her and still treat her in a respectable way that some regular men can't really handle and or do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you would recommend bitches get some folks. They need some folks in their life. That's what you're saying.
Folks in their life. And I think that is the reason why a lot of females are, I guess, running amok. So they say because females is, they don't have any guidance. They don't have any people letting them know the best way to go about things, or they don't have any soundboards to bounce ideas off of. They just think about something and they run and do it. And I think that they don't, without having that man's perspective, they don't know how to reach men.
Ness, they want to know. My man, the Aboriginal Z, I think this nigga pimping. He said, everybody's a trick, but everybody can't pimp with a capital P. Did she renegade the system, or she happy to pay a pimp? He look like he trying to get chose. This nigga here trying to get chose up.
Yes, important, royalty. Vision is important. Somebody just said vision is important as well. But and I say this, like, for me, I mean, there's been people who've called me a renegade or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Have you ever had folks before? You had folks, or you always been just independent minded?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've had folks before. So, but even for me, like, it's all about your mindset and how you operate. Like, when it comes to having folks or a pimp or whatever the case may be, these are business decisions. These are business managers. Like, these are relationships that you have in your business to keep your business going. That's really all it is to me. And just having those things are extremely important. And even times when I didn't have that, I still had people who were in my life to still give me great advice. So,
wow, that's crazy. So a hoe need a pimp like the rapper need a manager. Same shit. It's the same thing.
I mean,
the booking agent.
Well, my thing is this: no one can do anything by themselves. Nobody.
That's a fact. That's 100%.
So the title, I feel like sometimes the title, I feel like sometimes could be irrelevant. You can call somebody a business manager, a pimp, whatever the case may be, but nothing in this life without anybody. You can't do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm. What you sipping?
Champagne.
Champagne. What's that? White or some Pinot Grigio?
No, this is a sparkling wine actually, but I call it.
Don't put the label on camera because they're not paying.
You're right. I be giving mad free promotion, not even thinking.
Don't do it. You gotta tax them.
Yeah, I didn't say the name though. Yeah, you're right about that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Niggas get nothing over here. You know what I mean?
That's one of my things that I've been like really, when it comes to the podcasting game, really learning this side of things. Because for me, I learned how to edit videos and produce when it came to content from but now being in podcasting, it's a little bit more to that. It's about the advertisements, it's about the exposure, it's about, the context of the conversations that you guys are having. So
yeah.
I mean,
personally, I prefer to talk rather than I try not to ask. I try to like just listen because everybody got a dope story. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be here if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I bet you we barely scratched the surface of your tale at this point. You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes barely. Like for me, but my story is like it's not really like a bad story. My story is just a story. I'm just a girl who grew up in East New York. Who was running the streets, and when I, and I was always quote unquote. They used to call me the white girl. So
okay. Where you went to Jeff? You went to Maxwell? Where you went?
No, I went to Grand Street in Bushwick.
Oh, you went to Grand Street campus?
Yes, EBT. But most of the people I knew, like there's people who now from Cypress and Linden and shit like that, like they still surprised at what I ended up doing and shit like that.
Yeah, so, I used to work at Grand Street. That's crazy.
Oh, really? Get out of here. Yep.
I used to be a security guard at Grand Street.
Yep. I used to.
You probably wasn't there though by then.
I graduated in 2009. I graduated in.
Oh shit! So you was there.
That's
because I was there in 2008.
Yep. And probably one of the kids that you had to probably stop from fighting at the McDonald's down the street.
Oh nah, I wasn't going down there. I didn't care about y'all. I was only like 20. I ain't care about y'all.
Or you may have been the one who let me out.
I probably let you out before. Yeah, I probably let you out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't care. I ain't give a fuck. I used to catch them sucking dick in the hallway and all that, man.
Yeah, they were wild. I wasn't even sucking dick at that time. Like I wasn't even sucking dick then. I was just going to school.
Damn. Oh, so
sucking dick didn't come till like much later on. So, and I think that's why my porn came out so good, because I felt like I was so restricted with my personal life. I have to end this and restart it again. I was so restricted with my personal life that I ended up, you know.
You came from a church family or like a strict household, or?
No, not really a church family or a strict household. It was just, I don't know, like I can't say not a strict household. I did get my ass beat like nobody else's business in the hood. So yeah.
Because I asked that because now that I got a daughter, I've been asking a lot of women like, what's some advice? What is, as a father, what are some things I could do?
How to keep your daughter off the pole?
No, I don't care. She can get on the pole as long as she do it the right way. She can do whatever she want to do.
Yeah, but
as long as she's not psycho, I don't care what she do.
Yeah, even my father has no idea about what I've ever done. But
yo, does any of your family know?
Yeah, there's some of my family who do know, but my father himself does not know.
And how do you keep that away from him? How does he not know?
My father is not really into the internet. He doesn't, use computers, IG, still got a flip phone. So like, yeah.
Still got a flip phone?
Oh, yeah. And I've been trying to get him to get another phone. But every time my cell phone, I'll be on IG and shit like that. Every time I scroll past Megan Thee Stallion page, he wants me to stop on Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, he wants to see that.
So, but yeah, my father is somebody who, he's not really into all that. So I've been able to keep this from him. Now, for me, my whole mindset was this. I've never told any of my family. I allowed my family to approach me. So when my family ever asked me about it, there were a few people in my family who questioned. I had an uncle who was in jail, who got out of jail. He asked me about it, and I told him the truth. He was upset, but he got over it, And honestly,
what did he say? Like, what did he say?
He was upset. He was just like, well, why did you do this? What made you do this? You didn't have to do this, And he was just like, we didn't raise you to be this way. But I had to remind him of all the accomplishments that I did make. I was the first person in my family to go to college and graduate. Mm-hmm. I was able to sustain myself in a completely different city. I don't have any children yet, but I do want to have children one day. I was responsible enough to not catch any, STDs or, things that would detriment my health. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I made sure that I found the best way to do this and to be responsible. So I just, made sure
like that's not a mark on your character. I think that's what you're saying. Like you're still a good person. Just that doesn't mean you're a bad person. Because I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's my main thing. When it came to, being in the industry, I wanted to make sure that I was the same things that I learned growing up, the same ways that I learned how to conduct myself. I made sure I kept that with me. There were several times on set where people wanted me to do certain things, and I was like, no, that's just not what I'm meant to do. So
let me ask you this. Do you think Black women get less rope to have like I don't want to say like a whole phase. I want to say like be promiscuous. Like a white girl, she could go show her titties in New Orleans and be on Girls Gone Wild. But a black girl, y'all seem to get punished more for exploring y'all sexuality. Why do you think that is?
I mean, because honestly, I think we get punished more because it's something that, we're the mother of all earths. We're the, first human beings on the earth, period. So
we're
always going to catch the brunt of whatever's happening, in the world. And honestly, I think it's a messed up stigma because, like, compared to what a lot of other races of women get into, it's minuscule. But
I think so.
There's a lot of other races of women who they're out there and they're doing way.
These white girls, man, you go on tour, these white girls will get crazy in front of their boyfriend and everything. Yeah. I've had chicks fuck me in front of their boyfriend. I've had some of my fans bring their girlfriend to my show and tell their girlfriend to suck my dick.
I believe
that would never happen with black. I don't know no black nigga that would come to and be like, yo. I know a few that get down like that because I've been in some orgies and shit.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's some niggas that do that. But on regular, like white girls get to do way more. I feel like black women, they get way more restricted sexually. Like you do anything, motherfuckers is kicking you in the ass, throwing you in garbage cans, you a hoe. Especially when I grew up, they hit you with bottles and all that shit. Mm-hmm. So like, I just think it's unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you got to defend your choices in that way. Cause like, you ain't getting niggas killed. You having sex. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing I would say when it comes to that, I feel like, and this is my biggest gripe when what I call with quote unquote square dudes, that they, you know, they look at square chicks or girls who are not in the sex industry and they hold them up to some type of holy grail, when there's a lot of females who I know who are not necessarily porn stars, fucking and sucking everything walking.
Oh yeah, I know a few too.
Black, white, in between doesn't even matter. Like,
I know a few too.
There's girls who I know who, like, literally they just beating Jews off a DM and just fucking, no money involved, nothing. Just fuck.
Married.
Yup, some married, some not, some pregnant.
At the swinger party with they side nigga fucking like 40. I just see crazy. It gets crazy.
Yeah, so it's really, really, and for me, that's been my hardest thing. For me, leaving the industry. Once I left the industry, you know, I didn't have sex with people like that when I was in the industry. So for me, the industry, it just only decreased my sexual activity. For me, when I was in the industry, the only person I was having sex with was the person I was in a relationship. And when I wasn't in a relationship, the only time I was having sex is when I was filming, because I wanted to save all of my energy and juices for that.
You had a juice bank. You had the juice in the bank.
Cheese. A lot of my videos sound like macaroni and cheese. Don't look like cheese, but it sound like it.
I don't smell like macaroni and cheese.
Okay. And that's another thing that I have too now. Now with, you know, a lot of people shooting cell phone videos, or, you know, a lot of people just.
Do you think that's cheap in the game? The amateur aspect of it, just like everybody jumping in?
I'm all for amateur porn. Like, that's what I personally.
No, I mean, like, just everybody. Like, now everybody's doing porn. Like, literally, it's like rap. Like, any nigga that can rhyme up and cut is doing music. So, like, you know, you jumped in before that. Like, you kind of like a pioneer of the amateur game, because y'all came in like early. I used to buy Mike shit on DVD.
Well, no, I shot my first video in 2010. Yeah,
this is, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of the internet was even new technically back then. You know, as far, it wasn't this big social media. That wasn't happening yet around that time.
Instagram was up. We were big on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe Instagram was just starting, because when
it might have probably started in 2011, I think, or 12. Like,
I didn't get on Instagram till like after a lot of things had started. But yeah, I do think that it cheapens it, because, and when you speak to Mike Dirty and Rick Nasty, they'll definitely tell you this as well. If you ever speak to any other people in the game, people spend a lot of money, even though sometimes you may think, oh, this is an amateur video. Oh, he just picked up a camera and shot it. Nobody's thinking about how much they're paying the talent. Nobody think about the outfits that they're buying, the equipment that they're buying. Nobody thinks about, you know, the, you know, people that they're paying, the hotels that they're staying in, the travel to get to the hotels, depending on where you're shooting at. So there's a lot of money that goes into it, versus somebody who just picked up their cell phone, found a bitch off the street, didn't pay her, and just pulled out their camera. Like, and now some people, they created to make it look like that, but now in the game, that's not always the case. Some niggas is really just fucking a bitch that they know from around the corner and just pulling out their cell phone. So.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people, it's like you want that ROI, you want that return on investment. You know what I'm saying? You spend all this money to market it, to produce it. You know what I mean? So like that's true. And you got a motherfucker just picking up his cell phone, and especially now, like on Twitter, everybody does like just some outlandish type of porn, like, yo, I'm gonna fuck in the mall. I'm gonna suck this nigga dick with a cup of noodles, all this, just to go viral. It's like some Tekashi shit, but it's like porn. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
But then it's gonna show in sales. It's gonna show, like, certain things may go viral, but all right, it goes viral, but are people actually buying that? Like, for me,
it's different.
I'm proud to say that there's videos that I made in 2010 that I'm still making money off of right now. Now I have really good quality shot videos shot in 4K, and I have some videos that are very dark. Sometimes it really depends on the scenes, and it depends on the person. Sometimes girls is barely sucking dick in videos that I see sometimes now. They just got the tip of the dick in their mouth. They like, oh, nasty blowjob. I'm like, I need nasty blowjob. Okay, whatever you want to do.
It's some of your work for 2010. I'm still getting off too. So you know, you definitely got some classics in the chamber. You got some classics.
Yeah, so I just felt that what I was doing is like, and as I started to grow in the industry, I just started to focus on producing better quality. Even though it's amateur, that don't mean it can't look professional. That don't mean it can't be great quality stuff. That don't mean that, it has to be terrible. So even though for me, I've never done any professional porn, but all of the amateur stuff that I've ever created, people always enjoy. So I think that's the most important thing. And I think that's like just anything, when you put money into something, that's going to show. So if somebody just pulls out their cell phone and they're just saying, hey, we recording this, that's going to show too. If they make money, that's great. And I always say this, it's room for everybody.
It is room for everybody, always.
Everywhere. And for me, I never knock anybody who's doing something completely different from me. I know what my preference is. Hey, if they want to do that, by all means.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because we're going to tap out soon, but
yes.
What do you want your lasting legacy in this game to be?
My lasting legacy. That people enjoyed my content, whether it's the porn that I've created, my episodes from my podcast, or what I may do in the near future. I just really think that it's important to create entertainment that people enjoy. And enjoying comes in different shapes and forms. Enjoying could be somebody jerking their dick or laughing at something or learning from something. So I just want, with all of the content that I am creating, that people do enjoy it.
That's fire. So plug your little stuff, like all your social medias.
Yes.
Your podcast is gonna be super crazy. You know what I'm saying? All everything you're working on. Let them know what's going on.
Yes. You guys, if you guys don't know, you guys can go to my website, VanessaSmilez.com. You guys want to see any of my content? I do have an OnlyFans /Vanessa Smilez. If you guys want to check out my podcast, you guys can go to Google Podcasts, you guys can go to Spotify, you guys can go to Apple Podcasts, and we are also now on iHeartRadio as well. So you guys can go there and listen to the podcast. Or if you guys want to watch me go live or check out any of my pictures, you guys can go to my IG, Vanessa_Smilez with a Z, or also my Twitter, which is Vanessa Smilez with an S-double-D. And it's just
double D's.
Yes. These are not really double D's anymore. They're H's now, but
H's. I even know the alphabet went that high. I didn't know H's was out.
H's now, but my Twitter remained the same. I never changed my Twitter.
Okay, you might have to turn to Triple H. You might just be Triple H on that shit.
No. Okay, and if you guys want to check out me on IG, anybody who's fitness trainer or anything like that, hit me up. For me, I've been like really being into health and wellness, because I feel like that's a huge part of the sex industry. So just focusing on health, focusing on wellness, that's my new kick for the past couple of years. So I'm just expanding, going into food porn, lots of different things. So
okay,
I want my legacy to not only be porn, and that's why I've started to branch off into other areas.
And you back in New York now?
Oh yeah, I've been in New York for years.
Okay, cool. Because when it's all over, we gotta work together. We gotta do a video or something like that. I'll put your music video.
I would love to have you on the Smile 6 and Network show, because
definitely pop out.
Track playing on my podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out definitely anytime you need me.
Absolutely.
So we about to wrap it up. Tell everybody peace, major love and light to you all. Shout to the Randers Union.
Yes.
And we getting up out of here, baby.
See y'all later.
Yeah.
Deuces. Let's see this video.
I'm on fire right now, fuck nigga. I had the biggest comeback, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition, inner visions, flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be damned if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with Davo. Say no to cash app, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. I expose gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky closed. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tassels, those the Randy Machos. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I popped the rhino, then she swallowed like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho. Rebel, outlaw, reckless, vato, ghetto, desperado. Ain't a Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like Tyclos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is the shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new hoe, sober watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Popo throws in 2 hoes, loopholes Albert Pujols. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Bitch, I'm a Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gauchos.